What's up, guys? Danix11 back at it. We are now going to kick the clutch mount, and we're going to use a Dremel to make the holes the right size. This will take a while. I'm going to stop for a second. All right. Okay. All right. We got her done. That bolt slides in. Bolt slides in. Now what I gotta do is mount the pulleys and figure out a way to mount it like that. So you get the idea. That's the clutch. Now all we gotta do is link it up. And that's gonna be a trick because my clutch is just kind of just hanging out, literally. Not sure. Oh, that was my welder. Wondering what that was. Trying to take everything useless to me off here. I'm actually gonna put headlights back on it, so that's a good thing. I've got them, and I've got them, and I've got them, and I also have them, and I've got them. So my linkage is in that hole right there. Yeah, there it is. See my linkage? There she is. So what I've got to do is figure out a way to route that to this double pulley system here. I think I could just cut it off about right in here. Weld a little bolt thing to it. Maybe this thing right here, actually. This nice little bolt thing. And I got a adjustable spring. Should probably take that up to about halfway. So, halfway. So I'm gonna work on figuring out a way to mount it. Just welded that on. And what my plan is, it sits a little too low for my opinion. So what I'm gonna do is I got this thing right here that comes up about, it actually comes up about ½ an inch, but you can't really tell. But it makes it the perfect height in line. So my plan is to put this here, heat it up a little, right in this seam here, or maybe just like cut it off like right here and then weld a piece of metal right here so it's like welded to the frame, or heat it and bend it the other direction because I need that upright. So that'd be my plan for that, to make it level. And then I got my mount on there. Gonna have to do this hole out a little bigger. Actually, no, I don't think I will. I use this piece specifically because this bolt fits right down in there. So this fits down in here nice and snug. It's what originally went there. So that fits there, and then that fits there. So I can cut this off right through here and make it fit perfectly. See, it's got a nice gap. That'll be perfect for that to fit, and there you go. But it'll be underneath. I'll have the bolt coming up from underneath, and that gap will be on the underside. So yeah, this is gonna go great. I'm just gonna cut all this up and, ooh, don't want to lose my nut. Just gonna cut this up real quick and get it all ready. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay. So, about right here, mid belt. or maybe farther up. I'm gonna have to remove this thing. It's in the way eventually. So yeah, got that nice. So I'm gonna work on doing something with this. So yeah, get back to you in a second. Figured out a nice mounting tab. Got that one I made, nicely ground smooth, flush. Got some grease in between these two. Got that bolt in there. It actuates beautifully. Really good. So I'm really liking that, and it doesn't move. There is no slack at all. None. It's only moving because I only have a tack weld there and there. I ran out of welding wire. So I gotta go buy more welding wire. But this is how she's gonna work. This belt is obviously now gonna be too small, but that's good because how it's gonna work is like that. It's already too tight. This would already work great if this belt was new. So you get the gist of how it's gonna work. Spins. Spins. So that is the new clutch. This one would be held over by a an idler pulley about right here. An adjustable tensioner pulley is what I'm going to call it. And yeah, as of right now, she's looking really promising. That's going to look really good. So this is just test mounted. I got to take this off and weld on a bracket to connect my linkage using another bolt. So yeah, I'm thinking about using see where I put it. Oh, it's over here. Thinking about using something from this, but it's got too many holes. I just need a something like that. Yeah, that'll work. It's perfect. Drill a hole here and weld it to that tab there. Weld it underneath. So when I pull the lever, my clutch linkage comes in with it. And when I push it back out, that'll work perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go buy some more welding wire, and then we'll get back to this. Got the welding wire. Already loaded her in the machine there. I just figured I'd go ahead and build this little guy right here. It's a support beam. For the clutch. I'll get that slag off. There. That looks better. Yeah. But yeah, it was the whole thing was falling on the ground. The whole thing was wiggling like up and down, like the whole frame was twisting. And this will really make it stronger, this cross beam here. Like no slack now. So it pivots beautifully with no slack. Yeah. So I'm thoroughly enjoying how this clutch is coming along. I'm not so sure how the body's going to fit, but I can dent it. That's not a problem. I know I'm going to have to dent it for this, that big nut there. But should be all right. So now what I'm going to get to work on is making a spacer for this side, due to the fact that it's held together with a lock washer and it's not the same as that side. And I managed to be able to lower and raise my pulley. It's a little grease, took the grinding wheel to the shaft, got all the rust off. So now I'm hoping that'll keep this thing from ever seizing to the shaft. But yeah, now I can adjust to where I want the belt level at on the back. I can take it way up, put it about where I want it right there. That way it's in line with the pulleys. See if you can see it. See that pulley's in the way. Get in line with it. About right there. That's what I was thinking. Maybe down just a little. Right there looks good. So yeah, but I gotta drop it. I can realign it later. So I'm going to work on right now getting this spacer I bought right here. This little guy, I'm gonna cut him in half, or to the thickness of how far down this pulley needs to go. So now I've got to unbolt this guy and get down to it. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, that's done. There's my old spacers. I'm not gonna use them. What I did is I cut that guy in half. I used part of it there. Right there. Now you see it. And then part of it here. See that? Okay. So, now that these are spaced good, and I got this support beam welded on both sides, this thing is the most sturdiest freaking clutch ever. And I know one thing for sure, I am gonna have to link it up. Well, I'm gonna have to dent the crap out of that freaking thing there. So yeah, like all in this area, I'm gonna have to dent it up or just cut it out. I guess I might just, I don't know what to do. Because this thing sits up a bunch, and the footrest stops like right here. This is where the dash bolts down. So that means that this whole area is where your feet go. And that means my feet are going to be right above this clutch. But that's fine with me because it's going to be the best clutch ever. I just dent it up a little. So next thing I'm going to work on, I'm going to tighten these bolts down, get that pulley aligned, and start working on some linkage. So yeah, let me see if I can do all this real quick. Okay, now I got the old shift linkage welded on and all the bolts are tightened down, and I didn't do that yet. So now I'm going to drill a hole here and try to link it up. So yeah. Alrighty. We have made a stopper to keep the clutch from going any farther than there, because if it goes any farther than there, this will lock up because it is almost behind there. If that bolt gets like close to over in this area, it's really hard to pull. So I made it so it cannot lock up, and it still has a ton of movement, and the linkage is hooked up. See it moving. So what I'm working on now is I just made a spring retainer, or a spring mount, whatever you call it, and I'm just fixing to put the nut on the bolt. So the only problem is I don't know what I did with it. Crap. Huh. What did I do with it? Well, I'm gonna look for it and take a break. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so far so good. Got this guy welded up, bolted on, springs tight. See it all function. It's got a lot of tension. That is hard to push. See that thing stretching. A lot of tension. So now all I gotta work on is the well, clutch is pretty much done. Not really think of anything else to do with it besides use it. Before I put all the body crap back on, I'm gonna get a belt and I'm gonna work on the shift linkage so it's easier, so I can use that shifter. And yeah, so that's done. New clutch. Success. See it all working? That pulls this lever, which actuates this guy on that lever. And you can see, well, my stopper works good. It's got a lot of torque to it. So I think the belt will probably stop it like right in there with that much space left, and then the spring's like way extended, or maybe like right there. I don't know. This is definitely going to be a good clutch, I can tell you what. It's way better than this thing. I actually used part of it for my spring holder, sorry. Now, yeah, another thing I got to make is some belt retainers. That reminds me, I definitely need to make some belt retainers. Do not need the belt coming off this. I'm going to make some for there too. So yeah, this is the old clutch. I cut a chunk out of there to use for the main thing that's holding it all together, because it was the perfect size for that bolt hole. Cut that off, used it for that, and then there was another piece I cut off and I used it for this. So I'm reusing. Yeah. I've got another idler pulley here. It's got good ball bearings in it. Yeah. So I got 2 idler pulleys, actually 3. There's another one sitting right there. So I'm gonna go take a break, go inside for a sec. I'll see y'all in a minute. I'm probably gonna end this video here because it's using up a lot of space on my phone. So yeah, this is Murray update video 2. The rest is gonna be putting it all back together and taking it for a test drive. So thanks for watching and subscribe, all that junk. For the old Murray with a big giant freaking motor. It looks ridiculous with that just big giant motor sitting there. Like, why would you put that on a little device like this? So it goes fast. See you later.